We want to take you into a kind of secret society, a hidden edge discovered by some very successful Americans.
It's sort of like calisthenics for the cranium. CBS 2's Jennifer Savi has been looking into who is doing this 3-minute-a-day brain training.
Well, some call it Viagra for the brain, the ultimate pill for a 24/7 society. And it almost sounds too good to be true.
You may have heard about the growing use of smart drugs and memory pills by the world's elite. But here's a fact you probably haven't seen on the news. One of the fastest widening success gaps between the world's haves and have-nots isn't about how much money you make, whether or not you went to college, or what kind of job you have. It's what some experts are calling the brain gap, an advantage that goes far beyond the IQ and genetics you were born with. And smart drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, you're about to see how many of the world's richest and most connected people and companies are taking advantage of techniques that have nothing to do with pills or expensive technology, and rewriting their brains for happiness, wealth, and high performance. These techniques are so powerful that they are building a new global 1%. A new elite with an advantage far more powerful than just wealth alone. An advantage that has the potential to tilt the worldwide imbalance even further in favor of the privileged few. And I'm only able to tell you the truth about this trend today, thanks to Harvard-trained psychologist Marion Alvin, a whistleblower who is making it her mission to expose this growing brain gap and bring cutting-edge brain performance strategies out from behind closed doors, allowing you to make breakthroughs in any area of your life where you feel stuck right now, all through the amazing untapped potential of your own mind. First, if you're wondering who I am and how I can get you behind the velvet ropes to meet Marion and use these carefully guarded secrets for yourself, my name is Alvin Huang, and as a successful entrepreneur here in Singapore, the Switzerland of Asia, I've enjoyed behind-the-scenes access to high-end events and masterminds with many of the world's top experts in wealth and personal achievement. The kinds of exclusive gatherings where celebrity gurus like Tony Robbins mingle around the bar rather than speak from high up on a stage mobbed by throngs of fans. And I'm not telling you any of this to brag, just so you know that what you're about to discover is different from anything you've experienced before, because these methods were never intended for the public, only a privileged few. You see, the truth is, even with my own behind-the-scenes access, I always had a sense that I still wasn't quite seeing the full picture, that there was still an inner circle I wasn't considered worthy to enter. Still, I never understood what I was missing until I met Marion for the first time at one of these small, high-end events, and instantly saw that she was different. Because while I struggled to get up the courage to approach some of the more famous A-list guests, Marion didn't even hesitate for a second. Yet, just when I was thinking I was probably too unimportant to get her attention, she came up to me. She was so easy to talk to, I quickly found myself confiding the frustrations holding me and my business back from the next level, the level where these household name gurus played. She quickly offered to introduce me to anyone I wanted to meet, despite not being able to offer her anything compared to most people in the room. Then, she did something that really blew me away. She volunteered to come and coach me and my small team for an entire day. Simply, she told me, because she believed we deserved to up our game and operate at a much higher level than ever before. And even though I have to admit I ended up giving in to shyness and left before Marion could introduce me around, her advice to me personally and the coaching she's done with my team has grown my business by over 6 times in the first year alone. Now, that might sound almost unbelievable, but here's what you need to know about Marion. She's not only a Harvard-trained psychologist. As I soon discovered, she also had deep connections with Fortune 500 corporations like Oracle, who regularly recruited her to work with their top executives. Not only that, she was more than willing to open up about the closed-door training sessions that were allowing these already highly successful execs reach new levels of wealth and high performance that seemed taken right out of the movie Limitless. I'm talking about almost immediate increases in everything from creativity and intelligence to motivation and productivity, to new and practically effortless success at work and personal relationships. And while you may have seen the ads all over the internet for so-called smart drugs and miracle supplements designed to turn you into a mental superhero, Marion soon showed me that the real truth had little or nothing to do with supplements or breakthrough technologies out of a science fiction movie. Instead, her secretive clients were quietly spending millions increasing just one thing. And not IQ or memory or willpower, but happiness. You see, even though you've probably heard the conventional wisdom that happiness comes only as a result of success, the latest behind-the-scenes research is proving that it's just the opposite. Why? Because while mainstream psychology and even traditional personal development programs aim to move people who are struggling to be merely average, the performance strategies used by the world's elite are all about understanding what makes top achievers tick and finding ways to take you up the next level, starting by rewiring your brain for almost effortless happiness, even if you're struggling today. It's a counterintuitive secret, and as Marion explained it, the world's richest and most connected people were already using to achieve massive unfair advantages greater than any pill could ever hope to provide. You'll see exactly how in just a minute. That's crucial for you, now more than ever, because the stakes are higher than they've ever been amidst the ever-widening chasm between the world's haves and have-nots. And again, this imbalance goes far beyond money or jobs. Imagine a world in which a select class of people have access to knowledge or technology that enhances their intelligence and IQ, creativity, memory, and other mental abilities far beyond what everyone else is capable of. It may sound like science fiction, yet some researchers at top universities worldwide are already talking about the potential for intelligence amplification that could upgrade the brains of any ordinary human to near genius level, if they are willing and able to pay. The result might be a not-so-distant future in which business leaders are able to outpace their average employees, not only in the size of their paychecks, but in IQ and cognitive abilities. In fact, Marion said the breakthrough results made possible just by the performance psychology research she used with her clients were so transformative, they could soon lead to a new brain gap between a global 1% equipped with these strategies and everyone else. Frankly, she said that made her uncomfortable. After all, the method she was teaching in private boardrooms around the world didn't rely on any expensive tools or technology that would put them out of reach for the average person. Just a simple set of techniques based on the latest studies in psychology, sociology, and human behavior conducted out of the public eye at top universities worldwide. The kind of research that normally only found its way to fellow scientists and consultants, and the super rich people and companies who paid them to share their secrets. Heck, even though I'd personally invested years and thousands of dollars on typical personal development programs and reached a new level where I got to go behind closed doors with best-selling authors and celebrity experts, I'd never heard of her or any of the incredible research she shared with me before. And if it hadn't been for that one chance encounter, I might have never met her. As we kept in contact and she opened up about more and more of the strategies she was using to get spectacular results with her private clients, I knew that had to change. And finally, after months of going back and forth, I managed to convince Marion to turn these success strategies into a completely online system accessible to anyone, not just the privileged few. I even insisted on making this presentation and putting it online for you because Marion's a little too modest, doesn't like to brag. So I'm doing it for her. It's called Amazing You because it's the first and only system based on the latest cutting-edge psychological research that lets you tap into hidden mental shortcuts to happiness that work even if you're stressed out and miserable right now. And use these happiness hacks to achieve entirely new levels of success in practically every area of your life, from your work to your relationships and everything in between. I can tell you from personal experience and from watching friends use these techniques step by step, this is truly different from any personal development, self-help, or success system you may have seen in the past, even if you think you've tried everything. And even though it's based on protocol normally taught only to already successful high performers, it works no matter where you might feel you are in your life right now. In fact, The further you are from your goals, the better it may work for you. To save your time and Marion's, however, let me just clarify once again what the Amazing You system is not. It doesn't involve any miracle supplements or pills. It's not psychotherapy or counseling. And it's not any kind of woo-woo new age meditation or mantra either. Rather, the Amazing You program is the direct result of over 13 years of Marion's dedicated practice as a Harvard-trained performance psychologist, digging through the latest research, no matter how obscure, to find the techniques that really work for promoting maximum happiness, success, and fulfillment. Her passionate research has uncovered a simple, step-by-step solution previously hidden from the public that has already helped over 10,224 clients and counting in her own practice, both in Singapore and around the world. Marion's private client role includes major Fortune 500 corporations like Oracle and FedEx that rely on her methods to coach their top executives in peak performance strategies. Yet, from this moment forward, you have access to the same proven methods without getting on an airplane or even leaving your computer. I'll take you inside Marion's Breakthrough Amazing You program in more detail in just a minute. First, I just wanted to show you what some of Marion's other clients have experienced, so you know it's not just me singing her praises.
I'm Anna Gong, and I currently live in Singapore, and I'm the CEO of Perks, a mobile loyalty platform company. My experience with Marion the last few years has made a great impact in how I see the world, how I see myself. She's taught me how to embrace change, to really search inside myself and be unmindful. She really opened my mind to understand fear in a different way, and that it's okay to have fear and to acknowledge it, to be vulnerable. And that really started the journey of how I can actually improve myself. Throughout these last few years, I got married. I'm now planning to have a baby, and also I'm leading a startup. So having not just one startup, but figuratively 3 startups in my life all at once is quite a feat. If you understand yourself and accept these challenges, it's going to be a lot better on the other side of the journey. As Marion taught me, happiness is not about success or failure, but really understanding yourself and what your experiences have taught you. Having the strength and courage to tackle all 3 of these things at once sounds super challenging, but I'm looking forward to all of this. It's been an amazing experience with Marion. Let's see what the future holds, but I'm excited.
My family wasn't rich. I only made it to Harvard on scholarships. As I studied under the greatest minds on earth, I worked 3 jobs to get through my classes. I could only afford to eat a meal a day. At Harvard, I discovered that this brain gap exists. From that day forward, I sought to understand the profound costs and consequences of being on the wrong end of this gap. Unable to know yourself at the deepest levels possible. Unable to experience the greatest achievements. Unable to feel pleasure, joy, and happiness. Watching others take all of life's greatest rewards, simply because they can access this empowered, enhanced, and amazing state of mind. Worse, I only see this brain gap getting painfully wider and more obvious. It's almost too easy to get left behind, stuck where you are, unable to catch up, as the privileged few accelerate ahead of you. The source of this brain gap was the most surprising thing of all. When I discovered this, I realized it held the key that could help anyone rewire their brain for massive success and fulfillment. These secrets have been pursued and put to use by the most powerful people on earth. Until now, I'm aware I've been part of the problem, a creator of this great brain divide. I've helped wealthy corporations give their employees and